right. Let's go.
Fannie Lou Hamer once said, "We are sick and tired of being sick and tired." And I stand here today exhausted. Black Minnesota, we're done dying. And white Minnesota, you are done hiding. This has been a white Wakanda for far too long, where black bodies drop like flies and nobody does anything. I want to commend Chief Arredondo for taking the right steps and immediately firing those officers. We want to be very clear that we stand with the first African American chief.
That's right.
Now, Mike Freeman, where you at?
That's right.
Because we saw where you were at with Justine DeMond when it was a white woman in South Minneapolis. We saw where you were and how eager you were to charge and prosecute a black Somali Muslim man.
That's right.
Now we want that same justice. We are here reclaiming our time and reclaiming our humanity.
That's right.
Enough is enough. We want all 4 of the officers arrested and charged and eventually convicted.
That's right.
Those 4 officers stood, kneeled, and killed George Floyd. All humanity should be outraged. I also want to tell you all, what you're witnessing in Minnesota is something that's been a long time coming. I can't tell you how many governors I've sat down with, how many mayors we've sat down with, and we've warned them that if you keep murdering black people, the city will burn. We have stopped the city from burning numerous times, and we are not responsible for it burning now. Mike Freeman is holding up progress. Poverty and oppression is holding up progress. This is not simply looting, this is an uprising. An uprising of the oppressed people.
That's right.
And we also need to call out that there are many disruptors in the midst.
That's right. Come on, talk about
Media, you need to cover the undercover cops who have been breaking these windows and breaking into businesses. We have images of buildings that have been burnt on fire with specific triangles cut out. These kids are not equipped to do those type of things. So stop painting them out to be monsters. This is your moment where you're trying to create super predators again. We see what you're doing. You're calling in the National Guard. And I got a word to President Trump. And I want to make sure y'all get this word to him. I think that it's crazy that we're in the middle of a global pandemic, COVID-19, and you haven't sent a mass or any resources to the black people in Minnesota. But you were quick to send your troops to kill us. We already been saying it's open season all over the nation, and you just opened it up even more. You were crying, liberate Minnesota when it came to economics, property, and money.
Yeah. Come on, Leslie, talk.
When are you going to tell them to liberate black people in America?
That's right.
Come on.
Anyone who believes in humanity, we are asking for you to stand up. This is not just a black people issue. This is a human rights issue, and we are pleading with you. Young people, we are standing with you. We want you to know that there's multiple ways to get your point across, and we are here to help you. You have a village that will help you strategize. I know that you are operating out of pain, and since no one else will talk to you, they just keep talking at you and keep referring to you, but I haven't seen one of them on the ground trying to de-escalate any situation. I've been getting tear gas with you, and I haven't thrown a rock yet. At some point, it's called defense.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And so again, I will say, black Minnesota is done dying, and white Minnesota, you are done hiding. Your white Wakanda has been discovered, and it's time for black people, humanity to be recognized.
That's right.
My God.
Next up, we have Tamika Mallory, who is here as the co-leader of the National Women's March and also the co-founder of Until Freedom.
I heard some folks up there saying, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. And if we don't get no justice, there ain't gonna be no damn peace. That's the bottom line. Let me just start off by saying to you that black people are in a state of an emergency. We are in a state of emergency. Black folks in America. And those who support us need to understand the depth of the state of emergency. And it didn't just start today, but it is at a critical point. We are at a point when folks, grandmothers, all the way down to little babies are tired. People realize that this attack that we're under, I heard someone saying on TV today that it feels like every black person in America is being hunted. That's how we feel. And so that state of emergency is causing all types of things. But out of the White House, last night we heard the President of the United States say that when the looting starts, the shooting starts, which we know is a reference to another racist time in the history of America where police abused our people. That same president, he is the same man that in 2018, at one of his speeches, Donald Trump said that he is a nationalist. Now, this is important for people to understand what we're dealing with here, so that you know when we say a state of emergency what we mean. From the President of the United States' mouth, he said he is a nationalist. And if you understand the history of white nationalism in America, to have the President say that, we were in a state of emergency at that moment. He also went on at another press conference or another event to say to police officers, don't be so nice when you arrest them. Y'all got to remember the history of the man who is in the White House. He said, don't be so nice to them. Hit him in the head when you put him in the car. These were his words as the President of the United States. This is not an isolated situation. These instances are not isolated. What is happening in America is that white nationalism ideology is running wild. And the reason why buildings are burning is because this city, this state, would prefer preserving that white nationalism and that white supremacist mindset over arresting, charging, and helping to convict four officers who killed a black man. That is the reality of what we're dealing with. This is not just a few cops doing things across the country. This is not a good cop versus bad cop situation. This is Ahmaud Arbery being shot down by white men on the streets of Georgia. Breonna Taylor being killed in her home. This is in New York City, where we were until freedom. We were just in New York fighting the police officers who, in the name of social distancing, were damn near killing black young people on our streets. This is a coordinated activity happening across this nation. And so we are in a state of emergency. Black people are dying in a state of emergency. We cannot look at this as an isolated incident. The reason why buildings are burning are not just for our brother George Floyd. They're burning down because people here in Minnesota are saying to people in New York, to people in California, to people in Memphis, to people all across this nation, enough is enough. And we are not responsible for the mental illness that has been inflicted upon our people by the American government, institutions, and those people who are in positions of power. I don't give a damn if they burn down Target, because Target should be on the streets with us, calling for the justice that our people deserve. Where was AutoZone at the time when Philando Castile was shot in a car, which is what they actually represent? Where were they? So if you are not coming to the people's defense, then don't challenge us when young people and other people who are frustrated and instigated by the people you pay. You are paying instigators to be among our people out there throwing rocks, breaking windows, and burning down buildings. And so young people are responding to that. They are enraged, and there's an easy way to stop it. Arrest the cops. Charge the cops. Charge all the cops. Not just some of them, not just here in Minneapolis. Charge them in every city across America where our people are being murdered. Charge them everywhere. That's the bottom line. Charge the cops. Do your job. Do what you say. This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for black people, and we are tired. Don't talk to us about looting. Y'all are the looters. America has looted black people. America looted the Native Americans when they first came here. So looting is what you do. We learned it from you. We learned violence from you. We learned violence from you. The violence was what we learned from you. So if you want us to do better, then damn it, you do better.
Come on. We got to let that settle.
Yes.
Ooh, thank you. So we're going to bring up our next speaker, who, as Adair said, traveled here from Texas. We can't imagine what you've been going through. Losing your best friend, George Floyd, to something like this, where the nation saw him plead for his life and have to take his last breath. Nobody should have to die like that. Nobody. So next up we have Stephen Jackson, a former NBA player, best friend of George Floyd, standing here in solidarity. Please welcome him.
Oh, man. Who said common sense was common?
Talk about it.
What happened to common sense? My brothers, I love y'all.
I love you too, bro.
My queens, I love y'all.
We love you, brother.
I'm not scared.
Say that.
That's right.
Say that.
I'm not scared. I'm hurt. I'm angry. But I ain't scared. I ain't scared at all.
That's right.
To my white brothers, I love you. Every race here, I love you. But it comes to a point now where if you love me and you not standing on the side of me, then your love don't mean shit.
Say that. Say that. Say that. Yes.
I'm at the point now where I'm tired of being a bigger person.
That's right.
I'm tired of walking around and seeing white kids and feeling like me being having a big heart and just giving love to every race and we not getting it in return. We entertain and we doing everything for everybody else, but we the ones get shitted on.
Come on, brother.
Yeah.
Bring it.
I'm here because they're not going to demean the character of George Floyd,
That's right.
my twin. A lot of times when police do things that they know that's wrong, the first thing they try to do is cover it up and bring up your background to make it seem like the bullshit that they did was worthy.
Right.
When was murder ever worthy?
Never.
But if it's a black man, it's approved. You can't tell me when that man had his knee on my brother's neck, taking his life away with his hand in his pocket, that smirk on his face didn't say I'm protected.
That's right.
That's what it says. That's what it said.
You can't tell me that he didn't feel that it was his duty to murder my brother and that he was fine with it, that he knew he was going to get away with it. You can't tell me that wasn't a look in his face. We've seen this so many times, and we see it right in our face and we don't get no justice.
That's right.
What happened to common sense?
That's right.
What happened to just opening your eyes? Your eyes don't work now? Videos, what is videos for? Videos don't work now, they don't mean nothing? Only when you black.
Say that.
My brother was someone who died trying to be a protector and a provider for everybody. But one thing a lot of y'all don't know, that's damn near every black man.
That's right. Talk about it.
Because where we come from, we have to learn how to protect and provide. How not? The ones that don't know how to protect and provide, the ones that ain't proud to be black, are the ones that get knocked off early. You have to be strong where we come from in order to survive, in order to be successful. It's 10 times harder. And I tell people all the time, the difference between me and my brother Floyd is I had opportunity. So many of my brothers are so talented and sitting in the ghettos and the hoods right now because they don't have opportunity. Right?
Big facts.
And y'all wonder why we angry. We're not just dying. It hasn't been fair to us. So at this point, y'all murdering my brother. Now I see y'all punching my women. We don't have a choice but to stop asking and not really demanding. It's time to start taking. It's time to start taking. And my voice is screaming farther than people know. Because I come from the dirt. I come from the mud. You dig what I'm saying? And the people behind me, they come from it too. And we here standing together. I need everybody to stand with us. If you're not with us, you're against us. And it's no more pacifying, no more straddling the fence. Either you got to play this our side or you're on the other side. There's no straddling the fence. And I'm talking to everybody, black, white, blue, green.
Come on. Come on. It's all right, Stack. It's all right.
We need to see some charges.
Strong, Stack. You got it.
It's okay.
Imagine this. A man growing up in an area where the odds are already against him. Trying to figure it out. You know, they say experience is the best teacher. So you're going to make mistakes.
That's right.
Everybody going to make mistakes. You make some bad decisions. It happens. We all make bad decisions, right? We make bad decisions. Even being successful, I've made bad decisions, right? You get to a point where you make a bad decision and you end up suffering for it, going through time. Sit down, okay? You got to go do that. They say you got to rehabilitate yourself. You rehabilitate yourself. You have relationships with people where you're able to get away and try to better your life.
That's right.
Right? Because you've been in the system. All they tell you, the only way you can get out is if you rehabilitate yourself.
That's right.
And when you rehabilitate yourself, you get out and you still treated like a criminal. Right? So stay with me now. Picture that. You get an opportunity to move away from the environment that brought you down. You get away, you be successful, you get a job, your life starts turning in the right direction. You stumble a little bit again. It's not worth your life though.
Right, that's it.
You stumble a little bit again, and you end up on the ground with a knee in your neck, screaming your mama's name, screaming your kid's name.
Lord have mercy.
Going to the bathroom on yourself.
Tell the story.
Imagine if he was white.
Wouldn't have happened.
Ponder that for a minute.
Right.
Imagine if he was white. It would be 30,000 more cameras in here. Let's keep it real. It's over for sugarcoating shit. Every news station would be here.
That's right.
Fuck it, the president might be here. The way he ride.
With the very fine people. Listen. Right.
We, as black men, we've seen a lot of stuff as far as murders and people being taken from us. Right?
True.
But now, not only it's been seen by us and our brothers, but it's been seen by our children now. So I'm sitting there watching this, and my daughter tells me, Dad, I can't leave you. Because I seen what happened to your friend. And I think you need me. My daughter's 6 years old.
Oh my God.
For my daughter to see that and tell me that I need her at 6, Imagine what the pain and the frustration is in my mind right now. Because my daughters are seeing police punch on them and slam them to the ground. And we ain't getting no justice. And we as fathers are starting to feel hopeless. And when we feel hopeless, we retaliate. And if you're not giving us no answers, we got to come up with our own answers. And we willing to do that.
That's right.
Understand that. We willing to do that. We going to use our platform. I'm going to use everything I have to get a conviction, to get all these motherfuckers in jail. Excuse my French. I'm angry.
Speak your truth.
But I'm a proud black man.
Say that. Say that.
I mean that. From the bottom of my soul. And I can say that and tell everybody here I still love you.
That's right.
But I'm at a point now, I don't need your love. I honestly don't need it. And want me to tell you why I don't need it? Because the love I need, it's always been here. It's always been here. We just haven't came together yet.
That's good.
But I'm starting to feel it.
Come on.
I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. And I thank God for everybody here. But we came for justice. We came for convictions. I definitely came because this city is definitely going to take care of my brother's kids. He has 2 beautiful daughters that he can't provide for. 2 nights ago, I'm on the phone with Roxy. Gigi don't even know. She still ain't told her daughter. So she decides to tell her why I'm on the phone. Imagine the cries from a 6-year-old girl that just found out her dad has been murdered for the world to see. Violently, for no fucking reason. 19 citations. A black man get 3 tickets, his license taken away. But you can have 19 citations as a cop and still have a job.
3 murders under your belt. 3 murders.
You got 3 bodies.
How many open cases he got to this day? But this world has common sense. Common sense ain't common. Common sense ain't common. When you see one person and you treat them like shit, that ain't common sense. That's hate. And a lot of people have it. But you know what? It's building up in us. We can't love forever. We can't love forever. And the hate is coming out. And I'm afraid. I'm honestly afraid. Because I know what comes from hate from us. And I know why y'all so scared. Because y'all scared that we're going to pull a you on you. I know why y'all scared. Y'all been doing us wrong for so long, y'all think karma's finna hit you right back.
Chickens came home to roost.
But we're gonna do this shit right.
That's right.
And it ain't gonna stop. I don't have no more tears, honestly. I've cried enough. I've cried enough. I'm here for one reason, for my brother's honor. He was murdered in broad daylight for the world to see, and nobody's in jail. Nobody's in jail. So where we go from here? Where we go from here? To the front line. We going to the front line.
That's right.
And anything you see, so be it. So be it. So be it. I want you to see it, because this is real pain. How can you tell people to stop doing what they're doing when all you have to do is have common sense?
That's right.
Common sense ain't coming. Common sense is not coming. I walk right here and slap this man behind his camera. Common sense will say, we all saw him slap him. Am I right? Everybody here gonna say we saw him slap him.
Facts.
Everybody saw it.
Big facts.
So everybody that see this man kill my brother?
Come on.
Right.
Common sense ain't coming. It's a new day, man.